Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about some goals. We're going to talk about my 2022 goals, how I did with those, as well as my plan for 2023 going forward. If you're interested, stay tuned. All right, so one thing I've learned in my money management, money growth, wealth growth journey is that manifesting is very real. And putting goals out on paper so that you can tangibly track them makes a huge difference in whether or not you reach those goals. I don't reach 100% of the goals that I manifest all the time, but I'm very high up there, 90 to 100%. So let's talk about 2022 goals. Hopefully I was able to put this video together where you can see them as well. So I set 6 key goals for myself. I wanted to pay off half of my student loan balance, which is $29,000. I wanted my credit score above 720. No collections, no late payments, okay? That's big for me. Credit rebuilding has been a huge journey for me, so that was a big one. Number 3 are my business goals, right? So I wanted to get $500,000 in sales. I wanted to make $75,000 on YouTube, $65,000 with sponsorships and collaborations, as well as $15,000 reselling, doing side hustles and stuff like that, okay? So for YouTube, these are subscriber follower goals. I wanted 100K on YouTube, 50,000 on Instagram, 1 million on TikTok. I wanted to start and manage my Twitter and update and run my business Facebook page. Number 5, I really wanted to brand my YouTube page, work on being more consistent with my uploads with budgeting, and also work on providing more education to my audience. Number 6 is I wanted to add 2 new streams of income, right? As well as some retirement goals. So I wanted to max out my IRA. I wanted to invest a total of $12,000 like in a brokerage account outside of retirement investing. And I wanted to max out my 401k, my solo 401k. So I've been slowly, if you see the pink marks here, I've been slowly checking off things as I reach them. So we'll go through here and look at some of those goals. So the first one we'll talk about here is the credit score above 720. When I very first started, child, it was like 500. So we started in January with 587. As you can see, it kind of progressed throughout the year. Some months I didn't track. And in November, we're at 699. Had a medical bill come back and it dropped me because I was in the 700 club. So we're working on getting that paid this month, and hopefully I'll get back up around the 720 mark before the end of the year, Lord willing, because I've worked really hard. And shout out to Self-Lender because they've been a huge help in my credit rebuilding journey. If you're interested, there's a link in the description to check out Self-Lender. Okay, so we skipped to 2 and went to 1 here. So I wanted to pay at least half of my student loans. That's $29,000. And I didn't know forgiveness was coming. So I ended up paying off the $29,000. And once forgiveness comes, all I'll owe is 18 grand if we get forgiveness. If not, I'll pay it off once I get a mortgage. Up next, 3 is a big one, right? As you know, I'm a business owner. That's how I fund Baddies and Budgets. That's how I fund everything. And so for sales, I shot really big. Last year we hit, it wasn't even 300,000. I think it was like 223 for last year. And so this year we hit the $500,000 mark in quarter 3, and I was shook. I was shook. So we reached that goal. As far as YouTube, I was coming up a little short because, as y'all know, I have not been posting on YouTube like I should. Business has been so crazy. I just haven't had time. But with becoming a part of the YouTube Black Voices Fund, we did get a little bit of a grant. And so that helped push me over to get my $75,000. But remember, we're talking about manifesting and willing things. And so along with me writing it out, putting a plan, saying that, hey, this is what I want to make, I also fill out grants, also apply for programs. My name is in rooms. People are speaking about me, and I'm doing interviews on TV and doing publication interviews, and things just work out. So that's one example of one of those, because I was going to be short. And then YouTube is giving us a check this month for the Black Voices Fund, and it shoots me way over my goal. So sponsorships, that one came pretty easy. I have set myself up with sponsored content and taught myself how to deal with brands to get paid what I am deserving of. What I know what people on my platform will do, what kind of products and what kind of services they will support. So I don't just accept sponsorships just because they're offering me X amount of money. And because I do that, most campaigns convert and they come back and will pay me whatever my fee is. So with sponsorships and collaborations, we hit the $65,000 mark in quarter 3 as well. So I say that to say we still have 3 more months to go over and above for that goal. For reselling, we hit that goal also in Q3 with the $25,000. Thank the Lord. Okay. So up next, we have social medias. So this is the one that I was like, about, okay? So at the end of last year, I had some really good growth on YouTube. Coming into January, had really good growth, and then I stalled out for like 3 months. It was terrible. And so I was like, I'm just not going to reach it. And then all of a sudden, I started getting more consistent and really being vigilant about putting out educating content, using words and working on my SEO and all the things that I've learned about being a better YouTube channel. And we went from like 60K to 100K in the span of about 2.5 weeks. And the growth it's slowed down and steady, but we still grow way faster than we were before. And like I said, I haven't even been being super consistent. It's literally the way I format and search engine optimize my videos for my audience. Super dope. So we reached our 100K goal for YouTube in Q3 as well. Instagram, my goal was only 50K because at the beginning of this year, honey, I think I was at like 11 or 12. So 50K was a reach, and we reached that goal this summer. So in Q2, we made it to 100K. It's been a little slow now because I'm not as active on Instagram as I should be, but I'm getting ready this month to go ahead and plan out a month in advance. So I always stay a month in advance, and then we'll start seeing more of that growth again. TikTok, my goal is 1 million subscribers, and it will still be, even if we don't hit it this year. Next year's goal is going to be 1.5 million probably. But TikTok is one of those things. The algorithm either likes you right now or it doesn't. And again, I haven't been super consistent because with the business growing and us not having the proper amount of employees, it's required a lot more work from me. So going into the new year, we're going to set up some systems, get some people hired, and then I'll be able to do more of the front end work on camera. For Twitter, I did get it started. I don't post on there like I should, but I try to go over there and be a part of that community as much as I can. But the goal is just to get it started and try to be active. So I've done that. Facebook, started the Facebook. I manage the posts. I get everything done. And Facebook has done really well for my business. It converts really well. I've been able to build a pretty nice audience over there. I think I got in right at the right time before everybody started rushing to Facebook. So I have lots of brand recognition there. So much so that like I don't share my business locally at all. And now people are like, hey, do you? So I really got in at the right time with Facebook because, that can be kind of a older crowd. So really proud of myself for that. So pretty much for all of my social medias, except for TikTok, I reached all of my goals, if not exceeded them. So that's beautiful. Number 5 was to brand my YouTube channel, which we did. More consistent budgeting and more educating. Yes, we have done. And I've also created a course, which was a really big pain point in my community for people who come in and just have no idea how to budget. Created a course that will teach them from ground zero how to create a zero-based budget, as well as lots of freebies and things so that it really can, my why behind this is really to help people like me be able to change their financial life. And so I really wanted to create a product for those people who watch cash stuffings all the time, watch every video, always comment questions, and they're just like, I just don't get it. I just don't know how to apply this to my life. So we created a course to fix that problem. So I'm really proud of that. So that's also another stream of income, is a digital resource like a course. And I've also started working on a few others because it's done so well. It's got such good reception. People are enjoying it and really getting good use out of it. So I know I'm on the right path. So that's kind of the direction I'm going. So that was my first new stream of income. My second new stream of income was creator funds. I joined a ton of creator funds, got accepted early on. Again, I did this before everybody kind of found out about it. And so I've made really good money. I didn't really share it because I've got on certain platforms and shared it here, and then it becomes oversaturated and I don't make as much coin. So I really wanted to try it myself for a year and see what I could do. And honey, that money comes regular and it's good. So those are my 2 new streams of income. Really excited about those. It did take a little extra work at first to build up followings on those certain platforms, but now the checks come pretty regular. Okay, now we're going to talk about retirement goals. Something I've never been concerned about in my life, so now I'm playing catch up. First was my IRA. I wanted to max out my Roth this year. I did that in January, actually, at $6,000. Next up, I wanted to invest $12,000 outside of retirement. So in a brokerage account. Right now I'm sitting a little over 8,000, and I know I'll be able to do it. I'm getting ready to do a big chunk of investing here next week. So I'm definitely going to reach that goal. And then I wanted to max out my 401k, and I currently have $18,337 invested, and I'm going to do the rest this month as well. And whatever extra I can contribute to that also. So all of my retirement goals have been met. So I say all that to say, if I wasn't tracking and coming back and viewing these goals every week, I would not I would not be able to know where I was. Sometimes it's easy at the beginning of the year, you know, we want to change, we want to be different. And if you don't put the goal down, you'll be 6 months down the road like, what did I want to do? Or I feel like I did that. You know, I've been there. So write out the goal, make it plain. Spelling is spelling, all that good stuff. So for 2023, my goals are not as huge. I'll also make me another sheet, but I have to be inspired because I want it to be cute because this one was jank. The one thing I do want to do is make $1 million in my business. That's a huge thing for me. But here's the caveat. I want $500,000 of it to be from digital products only. So you will see a lot of changes and a lot of new digital things coming to the shop because that's the way we're going in. People want things they can just print and do at home or have instant access to outside of just the budget binders. So $1 million goal, $500,000 digital sales goal, which we were pretty close to half and half with our sales this year. Okay, and as far as credit, I do want the credit score above 720, and I also want to get qualified for my mortgage. So I want to do the actual application, get qualified, and start the home search. That's another big goal for me. For YouTube, we're shooting for $100,000 next year. For sponsorships, we're shooting for $100,000 next year. And for reselling, we're shooting for 30 grand. I don't have a ton of time to do that stuff anymore, or even really the biggest desire to deal with folks because I usually do it locally, but I still want to stay on top of it because it's a good skill to have. And it's also good to be known for reselling because if anything ever happens and I have to go back to that, I will have lost, my clout. Okay, and as far as subscribers, for YouTube, I don't really want to set numbers anymore. 100K for a personal finance channel is phenomenal. So we'll just watch the growth. My goal for YouTube is honestly to make sure that I'm posting 3 videos a week, every week. That's a bigger goal for me. That's more important. And I also want to work on more products to supplement people's YouTube education. So check out the frequently asked questions playlist. And if that doesn't work for you, here's a list of courses or downloads to help you build your budget. For Instagram, I want to reach 200,000 followers next year. For TikTok, we are shooting for that 1 million. I may push it to 1.5 million. We'll see how we end the year. For Twitter, I want to post at least once a day over there. That's my goal. Once a day, make a post, share that post. You can change that post to an Instagram so it kind of works where I can repurpose the content. And then my business Facebook, I also want to start physically posting there more, not just videos, but actual physical posts. As far as the entire brand goes, I really want to undergo a rebranding. I was going to do that this month, but there's some other things that I need to address first as far as setting up systems, figuring out a CRM and things like that. And so my goal is just really for next year to become a more well-rounded business so that as we scale and grow, we don't hit so many snags along the way. We have processes, we have the correct employees, we have all the things. And so my goal over the next 3 to 4 months is to really get those things set up, hire some people to come in and help me for things that I don't understand how to set up. And so that way we can go ahead and rebrand in Q2 and get everything looking beautiful and gorgeous and cohesive and an actual legitimate website, not just a Shopify template. If you know, you know. Okay, and then step 6 is always to add in 2 more streams of income, and I really want passive streams of income. I'm really going to focus on investing into dividend-paying stocks next year because that's a form of income, as well as another form of selling things. So I've thought about doing like some Amazon stuff, but I really think my focus needs to be on trying to grow my Amazon affiliates. So to try to share more of the things I buy that I enjoy so that other people can collect the links, and that becomes a larger form of income. It does pretty good for me right now, but y'all know I don't be sharing a lot of stuff. So I'm going to try to incorporate that on my YouTube channel as well so that it becomes another reliable form and stream of income, especially as we move and you have to buy new things, you know, for your kitchen, for your home, things that you love and enjoy. Share it with the world and maybe someone else will enjoy it as well. So those are all my goals for 2022. They're not set in stone yet. I will come back in January to, you know, tweak them as the year actually ends and I have actual numbers so that I can set more realistic numbers for next year. But other than that, it's been all good, y'all. It has been a good year. We've seen lots of growth. We've seen 3-4x in revenue. I have probably helped 50% more people than I was able to help last year, a stronger community, more people in our community. It is just a beautiful thing. So I hope that your 2022 ends out well and that your 2023 starts off strong. If this time of year has been tough for you financially, make sure that you get your budget together for 2023. I ended 2020 struggling, broke. Christmas took everything I had, trying to make it happen for my nieces, had nothing left in 2021, and I made a decision then that was my last year living that way. It has been up ever since. All you have to do is make the decision and be actionable with the decision. Don't just wish and pray for it. You also have to work for it. Put yourself out there, educate yourself. There's a lot of stuff I know about business, about life, about running a brand in general that I've learned on my own. I've had nobody to bounce it off of. So I'll be sharing some of that content in the coming months in the form of webinars and courses and things to help you and encourage you as you go on that journey. But you have to make the decision for yourself. You have to be willing to invest the money in yourself. You have to be willing to invest the money into your education and your knowledge and your abilities and all those good things, because we all have something to give to the world. You just need to figure out what that is for you. So as always, thank you guys. So girl, get it together. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
It's not my fault. You've been lying, saying that I took away your